Hi, for all you followers of Who Let the Dogs Out, I thought I'd update you on what happened to Foxy, Ash, Buster, and Julia. I had an accident February 2nd, and Julia knocked me down in the middle of the night. I broke my leg. Went and had emergency hip and leg surgery, had a titanium rod and screws put in, and then was transferred to a nursing home after 8 days and was 3.5 months in the nursing home. I lost my ability to walk, to stand, to drive. While I was in the nursing home, my family had to make decisions for me that I didn't necessarily like because I love my dogs, but I understand their concerns. Julia was adopted by Cats over in Katy off of Barker Cypress and I-10. And Buster was adopted. Now, Julia was the shepherd chow mix that we had adopted from the SPCA. And Buster, Julia was 3 years old. Buster, who was 14 years old, was adopted by his old vet. So he's living the life now. He's the little Yorkie Terrier that was blind and deaf. Oh, I love that little dog. And the old vet told my stepdaughter that if she'd come in and sign papers, because he was left to her and her husband by his mother, her mother-in-law, who died of cancer 3 years ago. So Buster is the sidekick to his old vet now and having the first-rate care, AAA care, his sidekick. Foxy, my 17-year-old Sheltie mix, my daughter finally made the decision to put her to sleep, to put her down. And she's buried in my backyard, in fact, and I can still hear her in the house. Sometimes I'll look next to me because I'll feel like she's there. I'll hear a sound that sounds like her. Kind of weird, huh? Then Ash, my 14-year-old Schnauzer, he is with my daughter. She said, I can't have a dog anymore, and it's not that she can tell me what to do. It's that I realized that if the dogs are going to get under my feet, I can't take a chance of falling again. It was a very hard 3.5 months where I learned to transfer on a sliding board from the hospital bed into a wheelchair and learn just to strengthen my upper body, because when you're transferring yourself, it takes a lot of strength, upper body strength. I suppose one of the things I miss more than walking is being able to drive a car. Well, I don't have a car, let alone a handicapped accessible car, because you'd have to learn, if you can't use your legs, you have to learn to drive by hand controls. I'm kind of lonely without the dogs. Ash, my Schnauzer, who's 14 also, he has a bum leg. His little left, right back leg is up, tucked under like a chicken wing. It's tucked up under him. And he had a spot on his leg. They had x-rays done while I was in the hospital, and the veterinarian thinks he has cancer. But they're going to do more x-rays in a month or so to see if that spot has grown. So my grandson took us over to his house last weekend, and I was able to see Ash, who lives with them now, and he looked pretty darn good. He looked like he filled out, he gained some weight, and even though he can't put that leg down on the ground, kind of like me, he looks healthy. He's the same old Ash, I'm the same old Kathy and Katie, and so we're both the same. And I've been very lonely. You know, when you're used to having pets for 17 years and under, um, it's kind of lonely without. It's like having a house full of kids, and when they all leave home, it's lonely without them. Well, it's lonely without the 4 dogs. So, ode to Ash and Foxy and Buster and Julia. I miss you all, and we're thinking about getting a kitten, not immediately, but within the not too distant future, because maybe that won't be on the floor under my feet, but within not too long of a time, it'll be up on the counters, up on the bed, up on the dressers, things like that. So that's all from Kathy and Katie. That is my update for ode to who let the dogs out. Woo, 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 woo.